to the country on a temporary 2-year basis. I have a brother-in-law who came in from Nicaragua about 2 years ago. So this program's been around for a while, and you hear Kamala saying, well, we were trying to get Congress to fix immigration. I mean, I call BS on that one because they have executive orders, so they could have very much done other programs like this. I mean, the benefit of this program was the folks were vetted down in their countries by the embassies, so they had to go through a strict application process, and they had to acquire a sponsor, which in this case, my wife was a sponsor for my brother-in-law. So she had to provide tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, and also a letter from the bank as to when she opened her bank account. So the vetting process was pretty strict. Fairly quickly, he was one of the first ones in line. I think the Biden administration kind of came up with the idea in 21 or early 22, and he was here fairly quickly, and he was able to secure work. So you have to then apply once you get here for, you have to go and get your fingerprints at a local immigration center. And they do further background checks on you. Are issued a social security card within a couple weeks. So he does have a valid social, so he can pass E-Verify. And yeah, he was able to get a decent job. He stayed with us. I think one problem that the people having from other countries, if their sponsor kicks them out of the house, it's, cost of living is pretty high, but thankfully we kept him here and he helped out and he wasn't a burden. We kind of assumed that the program would get renewed, kind of like DACA gets renewed all the time. And DACA, if you don't know, is the DREAM Act. That's the program where the children who were brought here by their parents, no fault of their own, were allowed to stay. It's not permanent residency, which is kind of the cream of the crop residency, but it's a 5-year work permission, 5-year permission to be in the country, and then they give you renewals. So we kind of assumed this would be renewed, kind of like all the other programs. And the Biden-Harris administration did renew for Venezuelans and Cubans, the program. They are allowing renewals on the immigration website. However, for Nicaraguans, you cannot renew. So my brother-in-law decided to go back. He hadn't saved that much money, but he'd saved a little bit, a few $1,000s. So America are actually doing quite well, especially in Nicaragua. There's a lot of growth going on, and he has decided to return, and as of Saturday, he returned home. So I disagree with the Biden-Harris administration on denying Nicaraguans the chance to renew. The only things I can think of are either that they're upset at Nicaragua because of Nicaragua aligning with Iran and Russia. There's actually a lot of military from Russia in Nicaragua right now, and Nicaragua is getting financial help from Russia and China as far as construction projects, things of that nature. And they do have trade alliances with Iran. They have these little covered motorcycles with three wheels, for example, that you see in Asian countries. I can't remember the name of those, but they buy a lot of those from Iran, at least last time I was down there. That's what I'd heard. So either they're upset at Nicaragua for aligning with those countries and they're planning some type of possible military action, or just the fact that things have improved so much better. Hopefully it's the latter, that much better, that they're like, well, these people can go back home and probably start a life of their own again. You've got Nicaragua right now, from what I've seen online from other people, Scott Allen Miller, he's got a YouTube channel, he lives down there. Was watching him drive around and talking to family down there being built. It kind of looks like Costa Rica did in the 90s as far as architecture and that kind of thing. You still have some severe pockets of poverty. However, you're starting to see the middle class grow quite a bit. So anyways, I disagree with the Biden-Harris administration on that move, and I'm not voting for them because of that. I'm not voting for Harris because of that. because actions speak louder than words. I mean, for her to say, oh, we were waiting on Congress, blah, blah, blah. Well, you guys did the program 3 years ago, so, and then you're renewing for a country like Venezuela that's got Tren de Aragua in here. I mean, come on, guys. Why don't you put a hold on their renewals while you try and figure out how to get that gang out of the country, you know? I haven't heard in the news of any Nicaraguans causing problems up here. Now, there's always bad apples in every group. You never know. But for the most part, they're pretty straight-laced, and they do like to live by the order of the law, very respectful. And when Harris administration said, you got to go back or you can't renew, my brother-in-law was like, well, I'm going to go back.